For those of us with an ecological consciousness, we're always asking ourselves, what can I do? What can I do to help this earth? What can I do to help the healing? Often the options or the solutions seem really overwhelming, like something that would be impossible for a single person to take on or would take many lifetimes. But what if there was something? What if there was a solution and something that you could do, something that you could start doing today that would make all the difference in the world? I'm Asia Suler of One Willow Apothecaries, and this video is a message directly from the earth to you. What is this one thing that the earth is asking of you that you can take on today to truly help this planet? Self-compassion. I used to think self-compassion and selfishness went hand in hand, but the exact opposite is true. Self-compassion is about learning to see ourselves, to understand ourselves as a whole part of nature, just as a tree is a beautiful part of this planet. Self-compassion helps us to see the same within ourselves, and it helps us to come back into wholeness within our own being. The roots of the problems in our world right now come from fragmentation. It comes from wholeness having been broken. I remember hearing the physician and author Gabor Mate describe trauma as a disconnection from yourself. In the moment that trauma happens, the experience is too intense that we can't fully stay with ourselves, so we actually break from ourselves. Now, this is a way to adapt to the stress and shock of this moment, but then we always need to be able to come back on the other side, to come back into wholeness. Now, if we look at the world at large, what we see is trauma playing out in basically every man-made disaster and ecological hurt that's going on this planet. It's the trauma of individuals and whole cultures who are disconnected from themselves, who don't remember their wholeness. When we can have compassion for ourselves, what we've experienced, how we react to things, what's going on in our life, we come back to our own wholeness. We reclaim the wholeness within us. We begin to heal our trauma by simply coming back to this wholeness and reuniting with the width of who we are. And when we can access that, we can begin to understand the gifts that we were meant to bring into this world to help this planet heal, to help the earth on this journey of regeneration. When we can see and recognize this wholeness in ourselves again, we access the most precious thing of all, which is our gifts, the gifts that we came here to give this planet, the gifts that we are here to translate and bring to this earth to help the earth heal. For this reason, the earth is always reflecting back to us our goodness. The natural world, the living world, is constantly showing you your wholeness. It is teaching us self-understanding and self-compassion because the living world, which is much wiser and wider than our own minds and selves, knows that self-compassion is essential to stepping into healing personally and globally. So if you need some science to back this up, research shows that increased self-compassion can help us also increase our sense of responsibility towards others, morality, and empathy. Stable self-esteem is also positively correlated with things like curiosity to learn new things and a desire to challenge ourselves. If we take all of this as a whole, we see that learning self-compassion is not a side pursuit in the healing of ourselves in the world. It is essential that when we learn how to have compassion for ourselves, we step into our power as those who hold healing and hold gifts for this planet, for our communities, and for ourselves. Learning self-compassion has been a huge part of my journey here on this planet. If you had asked me 10 years ago if I struggled with self-compassion or self-love, I probably would have told you no. And it was because I was so disconnected from what true self-compassion felt like that I wouldn't have even have known that what I experienced about myself or the way I saw myself in the world wasn't actually my wholeness. I wasn't seeing myself for who I really was. Now, there's a lot of reasons why we can start to doubt our own goodness and lack compassion for ourselves. And normally it boils down to some sort of trauma in our life, which all of us have experienced at some point in our existence. But the incredible thing is, all you need to do is spend time with the living world, and this earth will show you your wholeness again. It will lead the way back to self-compassion. And this is exactly why I wrote my book, Mirrors in the Earth: Reflections on Self-Healing from the Living World. This book is a guide from the living world that takes you on a journey in tandem with nature to go from self-recognition to self-acceptance to true self-compassion. Each chapter will introduce you to the living world, to a process that is going on around you, to the magic of this earth we call home. And it will show you exactly what the earth showed me through all these explorations: that you are good, that you are worthy, that you are needed, and that you are beloved. Because at the end of the day, the truth is, self-compassion itself is a force of ecological healing. The earth knows this, and it's time for us to remember this as well. Your journey of learning to come home to yourself is essential to the whole, and I wrote Mirrors in the Earth to help you on that journey. The book is available for pre-orders now, and for anyone who pre-orders themselves a copy or copies for all their friends can gain access to a library of exclusive content developed just for you to help you really step into and embody this incredible journey of communicating with the earth. In this bonus library, you'll receive a class called Writing the Earth's Voice to help you step into the channel that you are for this earth. There's also a behind-the-scenes video into the making of this book, a video that was also made to support all of those who are writers and creators who are also working in tandem with the earth. And as a part of this nourishing package of resources, you'll be invited to a private launch event with me where I'll be doing a live Q&A when the book releases. To everyone who's pre-ordered already, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world. For small authors like me, pre-orders really help because they let the publishing company and the printers know that there's interest in this book, that there's enthusiasm for it, and it can really define how much of the book is available and where we go from here. So I'm just so thankful for everyone who's pre-ordered and for everyone who's about to click on the link that I'll put below to get yourself or someone you love a copy. Thank you so much for being here with me on this journey of connecting to the living world and learning self-compassion. I truly believe that this one thing can change the world. So whenever you pre-order the book, I'd love to hear from you. Leave an emoji or a comment below so we can start connecting. And until launch day, thank you so much for your support. And may the living world continue to show up for you, to show you your goodness, and to guide you on your unique and deeply healing path here on this earth.